Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so you know how everyone says your wedding day is supposed to be like the most magical, unforgettable day of your life? Well, duh. But like, how do you actually it unforgettable? Pictures, my friends. Pictures. Today, we're diving into some super fun and quirky wedding photo ideas that will make your big day even more memorable. And I'm not talking about those stuffy, posed photos your Aunt Carol loves so much. We're talking about photos that scream you, full of personality, laughter, and maybe even a little bit of weirdness. Whether you're the couple or a guest, these tips are sure to bring out the smiles and laughter. So grab your veil, your sense of humor, and let's get this photo shoot started. Okay, first up, we gotta get the party started with a bang. And what better way to do that than with a good old-fashioned jump shot? Gather up your bridal party, your weird cousins, your grandma if she's down, and tell everyone to jump. The key here is to embrace the chaos. Some people are gonna nail the landing, others might look like they're skydiving for the first time. But trust me, the more awkward and hilarious the jumps, the better the photo. And don't be afraid to get creative with it. You can have everyone jump in a circle, jump over something, or even do synchronized jumps. The possibilities are endless. Pro tip: tell your photographer to do a rapid-fire shot so you can capture all the hilarious facial expressions mid-air. You're welcome. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure everyone is wearing comfortable shoes. You don't want your bridesmaids face-planting in their stilettos. Safety first, people. Now, who's ready to jump for joy? All right, let's talk props, because who doesn't love a good photo booth moment? But we're not talking about those cheesy feather boas and plastic hats here. We're going for something a little more extra. Think oversized sunglasses, giant inflatable animals, those speech bubble things they use in comic books, you know, the works. The goal is to inject some personality and humor into your photos. And don't be afraid to get a little weird with it. Maybe you and your partner have a favorite inside joke you can incorporate into a prop. Or maybe you just want to see your grandma wearing a giant foam finger. No judgment here. Pro tip: if you're going for a themed wedding, try to find props that tie into the theme. Like if you're having a beach wedding, you could have inflatable palm trees and beach balls. Or if you're going for a more rustic vibe, you could have hay bales and cowboy hats. Get it? Remember, the more creative and unique your props, the more memorable your photos will be, so go wild! Okay, let's be real for a second. Posed photos are great and all, but the best photos are always the candid ones. You know, the ones where you're not even trying and you just happen to be laughing hysterically at something your drunk uncle said? Those are the keepers. So how do you capture those magical, unscripted moments? Well, first of all, relax. I know it's your wedding day and you want everything to be perfect, but sometimes the best moments happen when you least expect them. Second, don't be afraid to let loose and be yourselves. If you're feeling silly, be silly. If you're feeling emotional, let it all out. The more genuine your emotions, the more powerful your photos will be. And finally, don't forget to have fun. This is supposed to be a happy day, so enjoy every moment and let your personalities shine through. Trust me, your photographer will thank you for it. Pro tip: tell your photographer to keep their camera rolling throughout the day, even during the downtime moments. You never know when a golden opportunity for a candid shot will present itself. Chapter 4: Furry Friends, Pet Poses. Okay, listen up, animal lovers. If you're lucky enough to have a furry or scaly or feathered friend in your life, you have to include them in your wedding photos. Not only will it make your photos 1000% cuter, but it's also a great way to personalize your big day. Now I know what you're thinking. Jenna, my dog eats wedding cake for breakfast and my cat would rather die than wear a bow tie. But trust me, there are ways to make it work. First of all, consider your pet's personality. If they're the chill go-with-the-flow type, then great. But if they're a little more high-strung, you might want to limit their involvement to a few quick photos. Second, make sure you have plenty of treats on hand. This will help keep your pet happy and cooperative, hopefully. And if all else fails, a little bribery never hurt anyone. Pro tip: designate a pet handler for the day. This could be a friend, family member, or even a professional pet sitter. Their job is to make sure your furry friend is happy, hydrated, and out of trouble. Chapter 5: Photo Booth. Fun, quirky photo booth. All right, let's talk photo booths. Because who doesn't love cramming into a tiny space with a bunch of strangers and making awkward faces? But seriously, photo booths are a great way to get your guests involved in the fun and create some hilarious memories. But we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill photo booth here. We're going for something a little more extra. Think quirky backdrops, wacky props, and maybe even some costumes. For example, you could have a backdrop that looks like a giant Instagram frame, complete with hashtags and emojis. Or you could have a green screen so your guests can transport themselves to different locations, like outer space or the bottom of the ocean. And don't forget the props. The more outrageous, the better. Think inflatable guitars, oversized mustaches, and those thought bubble things they use in cartoons. Pro tip: create a custom hashtag for your wedding and encourage your guests to share their photo booth pics on social media. That way, you can relive all the fun long after the wedding is over. Chapter 6. Hand in hand, hand in hand. Okay, this next idea is a little more romantic, but don't worry, it's still got that Jenna Marbles twist. We're talking about the classic hand-in-hand shot, but with a twist. Instead of just standing there awkwardly holding hands, try incorporating some movement into the shot. For example, you could walk towards the camera, walk away from the camera, or even twirl around. And don't be afraid to get a little silly with it. You could swing your arms back and forth like you're kids again, or you could even try skipping. The key is to have fun and let your personalities shine through. Pro tip: if you're feeling extra adventurous, try shooting this photo from a unique angle. For example, you could have your photographer shoot from a low angle to make you look taller, or you could shoot from above to get a bird's eye view. All right, let's be real. Sparklers make everything more magical, and they make for some seriously stunning wedding photos. But before you go handing out flammable objects to all your guests, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First of all, safety first. Make sure you have plenty of water on hand in case of any accidents. And it's always a good idea to have a designated sparkler supervisor to make sure everyone is being safe and responsible. Second, timing is everything. You want to make sure you're doing your sparkler photos at the right time of day. Dusk is usually the best time because it's not too dark and you'll get that beautiful golden hour light. Pro tip: get creative with your sparkler photos. You can have your guests spell out words with their sparklers, or you can even create a sparkler tunnel for you and your partner to walk through. The possibilities are endless. Okay, this next idea is all about capturing the special bond you and your partner share. Because let's be real, every couple has their own inside jokes and silly moments that no one else understands. So why not incorporate those moments into your wedding photos? It could be something as simple as whispering a silly joke to each other or making a funny face at each other when no one else is looking. The key here is to capture the genuine laughter and joy that you share as a couple, because those are the moments that you'll cherish the most years down the road. Pro tip: don't be afraid to get a little mushy. This is your chance to show the world how much you love and adore each other. So go ahead and share a kiss, a hug, or even a little dance. Okay, it's time to get your groove on. Because who doesn't love a good dance party? And what better way to capture the energy and excitement of your wedding reception than with some epic dance floor photos? But we're not talking about those awkward posed dance photos where everyone looks stiff and uncomfortable. We're talking about capturing the real, unfiltered joy of dancing your heart out with your loved ones. So go ahead and bust out your best moves. Whether it's the worm, the robot, or just some good old-fashioned headbanging, don't be afraid to let loose and have some fun. Pro tip: if you're feeling extra ambitious, you could even choreograph a special dance routine with your bridal party or your partner. Just make sure to practice beforehand so you don't end up tripping over your own feet. Okay, it's time to end things on a romantic note. And what's more romantic than a stunning sunset photo? But we're not talking about your average everyday sunset photo. We're going for something a little more epic. Think dramatic lighting, sweeping landscapes, and maybe even some fog or mist for added drama. The key here is to create a sense of awe and wonder. And don't be afraid to get a little creative with your poses. You could share a kiss, hold hands, or even just stand there and soak in the beauty of the moment. Pro tip: if you're feeling extra adventurous, you could even try a silhouette shot. Just make sure you position yourselves in front of the sunset so that your outlines are visible. And there you have it, folks. 10 fun and quirky wedding photo ideas to make your special day unforgettable. Remember, it's your wedding, so don't be afraid to break the mold and do things your way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wedding tips and ideas. And be sure to share your own fun and quirky wedding photos with me in the comments below. I want to see them. See you in the next video.